Big insurance companies say they'll always have your back, but is that really how it works? Today, we're exposing the truth about home insurance, what it's for, what it's not for, and how you can avoid some costly mistakes. They make us feel really protected, like insurance is always there to cover us no matter what. But here's something most people don't realize: those catchy promises don't always mean what you think they do. I talk to homeowners every day who assume their insurance will pay for anything that goes wrong. But the truth is, insurance is not designed to cover every little issue, and using it the wrong way can actually cost you more in the long run. So today, let's break down how insurance really works, when to use it, and how to protect your home the right way. Okay, so we've seen all those heartwarming commercials, homes being built, families getting back on their feet. And yes, insurance is absolutely there for those big moments. But what they don't tell you is that insurance isn't really meant to cover everyday home maintenance. Think of it like car insurance. If you get into a major accident, your policy is there to help. But you wouldn't file a claim for new tires or an oil change, right? Well, home insurance works the same exact way. It's designed to protect you from major unexpected losses, not routine fixes. So, what happens when people file claims for small repairs? Their rates go up, or worse, their policy gets canceled. And once that happens, getting a new policy isn't easy or affordable. Insurance companies look at your claims history, and too many claims can make you a high risk homeowner. And let's get real for a second. Let me do some preaching. I keep hearing people say they feel cheated by their insurance company. They've paid in for years without filing a claim, so they think they deserve small payouts. But here's the hard truth: insurance isn't a rewards program. It's not a piggy bank you dip into for every leaky pipe or broken fence. It's there to save you from financial devastation, fires, storms, major structural damage, not everyday wear and tear. And using it the wrong way, well, that's the fast track to higher premiums, policy cancellations, and major headaches when you actually need coverage. So, if you're treating insurance like a personal savings account, you could be costing yourself big time. Let's talk about why and what you should be doing instead. So, every time you file a claim, it stays on your record. Even if it's just a small claim, it signals to your insurer that your home might be high risk. So, the more claims you file, the higher your premiums could go, or you may even lose coverage altogether. So, let's say you file a claim for a minor roof leak, then another one for a small plumbing issue, and then another one for wind damage to your fence. Well, individually, these seem like really small, reasonable claims, but together, they make you look like a homeowner who relies on insurance for routine upkeep. So that's when insurance companies start raising rates or dropping policies. That's why it's important to think before filing. If the cost to fix something is pretty close to your deductible, you might be better off just covering it yourself to avoid these long-term consequences. Okay, so what's the better approach? Well, it's about being proactive and prepared. Here's a few smart ways to handle some home expenses without over relying on your insurance. Have an emergency fund. So, even setting aside a few $100s can help cover minor repairs without needing to file a claim. Also, keep up with maintenance. A well maintained home is less likely to have costly issues. So, things like regular roof inspections, plumbing checks, and trimming your trees can prevent bigger problems. And be strategic with claims. If it's a minor issue, consider handling it yourself or saving insurance for the big events that could be financially devastating. Also, know your policy. Really understand what's covered, what's excluded, and whether you might need additional protection like flood or earthquake insurance. By taking these small steps now, you can avoid headaches later and make sure your insurance is there when you really need it. Okay, now, let's make sure your policy actually protects you when it counts. Too often, people focus on getting the cheapest policy instead of the best coverage. But saving a little upfront can cost you big if your policy doesn't cover what you actually need. Before you roll your eyes, I know insurance is a boring topic and probably the last thing you want to learn about, but At the end of the day, you have to have coverage, so you might as well be informed and strategic. So review your policy. Don't assume you're covered for everything. Take a little bit of time to understand your limits and exclusions. Consider a higher deductible. A higher deductible means lower monthly premiums, and it encourages you to save insurance for big events instead of minor issues. Also, look at additional coverage. So if you live in a flood-prone area or a wildfire zone, make sure you have the right protection. Standard policies do not always cover these events. Also, lastly, work with an independent agent like Trailstone. So, unlike big box insurers, independent agents can compare multiple policies to find the best fit for your specific situation. So, insurance should be your safety net, not your go-to fixer. When you take control of your home's upkeep and use your insurance wisely, you're setting yourself up for long-term financial security. And if you'd like help here at Trailstone, click the link below and get started with your best insurance shopping experience ever. Talk soon.